Okay, let's unpack this. Amazon Prime Day is practically knocking on our doors, and for many of you, it probably feels like the retail Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about this massive, exciting, and let's be honest, sometimes pretty overwhelming sales event. You know, the pressure to find a deal can be intense.
Totally.
Most of you probably know the basics. It's a huge sale. You need Prime. But how do you truly navigate it like a pro? How do you avoid just getting swept up in the hype as like an impulse buyer?
Right.
That's where our deep dive today comes in. We're drawing heavily from Amazon Prime Day 2025, how to prep, what to skip, and how to snag the best deals, like a pro by Hollywood Wil.
Ah, yeah, Hollywood Wil.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, Will is a fantastic online creator, named for sharing daily deals and unique finds. This article is really all about giving you the actual cheat codes for success, moving you from casual shopper to Prime Day strategist.
And what's fascinating here, and the source points this out, is how these big sales events have really evolved beyond just one retailer.
Right.
Prime Day itself, yeah, it's Amazon's biggest sales event of the year, kind of like their Black Friday, but in July. And it's exclusive to Prime members, running this year from July 8th to July 11th, 2025. You're looking at massive discounts across, well, pretty much everything: electronics, home goods, beauty, fashion.
The works.
Exactly. But the critical piece, and Will highlights this, is that places like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, they often launch their own pretty compelling counter sales during that exact same time. They sort of leverage all that consumer excitement.
That point about counter sales is crucial, actually. I think a lot of people might just focus solely on Amazon.
Yeah, they do.
So, moving on then, how does Will advise us to really prepare for this retail blitz?
Yeah.
What's the very first non-negotiable step he says we have to take? And why is it, like, fundamental?
Okay, yeah, the absolute bedrock is getting that Prime membership sorted out early.
Right.
It's not just about getting access to the deals themselves. It's the gateway to everything else. The price drop notifications, those early Alexa exclusive deals, even free shipping. Without it, you're pretty much locked out of the best stuff. And if you're not a member, Will points out the free 30-day trial. That's a smart way to get in without the commitment,
That makes perfect sense. It's almost like needing a VIP pass for the whole thing.
Exactly.
So, okay, beyond just gaining entry, what's the next key do that Will emphasizes for, truly savvy shoppers?
Right. So once you're in, you need to be prepared. Will strongly advises making a wish list now.
Now. Like, right now.
Yeah, pretty much. And this isn't just a casual list. Think of it as a strategic tool. Adding items to your Amazon wish list means you can get those instant price drop notifications.
Ah, okay.
Which is incredibly powerful because you're not just sitting there hitting refresh constantly.
Right. Saves time.
Totally. And tied to that, download the Amazon app. It's essential for getting those immediate deal alerts straight to your phone.
So it's not just a memory aid, it's an active notification tool. That's a great practical tip. And I remember seeing something about Alexa having like an edge. How does that work for early access?
Yeah, that's one of those lesser-known cheat codes, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
If you have an Alexa device, use it. Alexa can give you a heads up on Prime exclusive deals even before they go live on the site, sometimes a few hours in advance. It's a unique advantage.
Wow, that's a true insider tip, seriously.
Yeah.
It sounds like preparation isn't just about being ready. It's about creating a strategic advantage, especially with those early notifications.
Definitely.
What about the immediate experience, like on the day itself? What are the do's for when you're actively shopping?
Okay, so when the gates open, you absolutely must check for lightning deals.
Lightning deals, okay.
These are true flash sales. They sell out incredibly fast, often in minutes, so you need to be ready to act quickly.
Got it.
Will's advice is basically have your payment info ready, know what you want, and finally, always look to stack discounts.
Ah, stacking, yeah.
This is where so many shoppers leave money on the table. Combine coupons you might have clipped, any Amazon points you've got, maybe even Amazon credit card offers.
Right.
Understanding which discounts stack, which ones combine effectively, that can turn a good deal into a great one. Sometimes it even unlocks like hidden thresholds for extra savings.
Okay, that's where it gets really interesting because knowing what to avoid is just as important as knowing what to do, right?
Absolutely.
So what are some of those critical don'ts that Will urges us to keep in mind?
Right. So when it comes to the don'ts, the first and probably the most vital piece of advice from Hollywood Wil is don't impulse buy trash.
Trash. Okay.
Yeah. And this isn't just about saving money. It's about reclaiming control from, all those persuasive tactics retailers use.
Like FOMO, fear of missing out.
Exactly. They leverage FOMO and these fleeting discounts to kind of bypass your rational brain. His advice, if it wasn't on your wish list, just pause.
Just take a breath.
Yeah. Just because something's 40% off doesn't mean you actually need it.
That is such a relatable trap. We've all seen that must-have gadget with a huge discount. Only to realize later it was a total impulse buy we didn't need.
How does Will suggest we counter that urge, like in the moment?
Well, it comes back to that wish list and also the next big don't. Don't wait too long.
Ah, okay. So act fast if it is planned.
Yes. The best items genuinely go lightning fast, as Will puts it. So if it is on your wish list and it's a true deal, act quickly. But for anything else, that pause is key.
Okay.
And speaking of research, don't ignore reviews. A really deep discount can sometimes signal a sketchy seller or maybe just a low-quality product. Doing your homework beforehand is crucial.
That raises an important question, though. How do you tell a genuine steal from just, clever marketing? Because sometimes those discounts look amazing on the surface.
Yeah, they do. And that's where price trackers are absolutely key.
Like Camel, Camel, Camel.
Exactly. Don't forget to use tools like Camel, Camel, Camel or Keepa. These tools actually chart an item's price history over time.
Oh, so you can instantly see if that amazing discount is a true historical low, or if, the price was cleverly inflated just before the sale to look like a deal. It's our ultimate defense against fake hype.
Wow, that's incredibly empowering. It really turns browsing into smart, informed decision-making.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that we've covered the fundamental do's and don'ts, let's dive even deeper. How do we prep like a Prime Day pro, beyond just those surface-level tips?
Right. So building on what we've discussed, Will outlines 5 specific steps for that pro-level prep. First, and honestly, we can't stress this enough, create your Prime Day wish list.
Okay, really hammer that home.
Yeah. This isn't just about what you want, but what you need, and have specifically researched whether it's gadgets, home upgrades, beauty stuff, whatever. Add them to your Amazon cart or wish list and set up those alerts with the Amazon app.
So it's about being super intentional before the floodgates even open. Got it. What's the next key move Will recommends for staying ahead of the curve?
Second, check your emails and app notifications regularly. Amazon starts teasing Prime Day deals early, sometimes weeks in advance.
Oh, really? Weeks?
Yeah, sometimes. And you might even get access to exclusive early deals before the official start date, before July 8th. You definitely want to be on top of those announcements.
Okay, I can imagine those early peaks could give you a real advantage. And again, you mentioned price trackers earlier. Why is that such a crucial part of the preparation phase, not just during the sale?
It's so crucial it gets a second mention, basically. Use a price tracker before the event.
Before, right.
Don't fall for that fake hype. Plug your wish list items into Camel, Camel, Camel or Keepa now to see their historical price data. This way, you're not just reacting to the flashy percentage off sign later. You actually know the true value beforehand.
That's a total game changer for avoiding that post-purchase regret feeling.
Definitely.
What else helps guard against that?
Fourth, set a budget. Will puts it nicely. He says it's incredibly easy to wild out.
Yeah, I can see that.
With so many tempting offers flashing by, setting a firm spending limit helps you avoid that dreaded post-Prime Day regret and make sure you're spending smart, not just spending more.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And finally, what about those quick draw moments, the flash sales? What's the pro strategy there?
Okay, 5th step. Plan for flash sales and lightning deals. These are super short-lived, sometimes only lasting a few hours or even minutes. And for the really popular items, it's even less time.
Wow.
So the strategy here is add them to your watch list ahead of time, stay logged into your account, and keep your payment info updated for quick, one-click purchases. Don't let a slow checkout stop you from snagging that perfect deal.
Okay, that's solid prep advice. Now, our source, Hollywood Wil, also offers some fantastic power tips, those extra edge strategies that really separate the pros from the casual shoppers. What are some of those?
Yeah, he really does have some good ones. First, he advises to shop early in the day.
How early is early?
Well, the absolute best deals actually drop at midnight Pacific time, which is 3 a.m. Eastern time on July 8th.
Whoa, 3 a.m. ET. Okay, that's serious dedication.
It is. So if you're serious about snagging those top-tier discounts, yeah, be ready. Coffee up, log in, and go.
Okay, but for listeners who maybe aren't going to hit buy right at dawn, does Will suggest there are still good opportunities later? Or are those midnight drops really the gold standard?
Well, the initial drops are often the absolute best, yeah. But he does note that Amazon rolls out new deals throughout the entire event.
Okay.
So if 3 a.m. isn't your thing, staying vigilant throughout the day can still yield some great finds. The absolute doorbusters might be gone, though.
Right.
His second power tip is use buy now wisely, especially for those one-click wonders when you're dealing with lightning deals. It's all about speed.
Speed is key. Got it. And we talked about counter sales, so I assume comparing prices is a power tip too.
Absolutely. His third tip, always compare prices with Walmart, Best Buy, and Target.
Well,
pretty much always check. They almost always drop counter sales during Prime Day. You might find an even better deal or maybe the identical deal elsewhere, sometimes without needing that Prime membership.
good point.
His fourth piece of wisdom, use Amazon lists to stay focused. Will wisely advises not getting sidetracked by random $8 gadgets.
Unless
It slaps.
Okay, unless it slaps, that's actually a pretty good mental filter.
It really is. It helps avoid those impulse buys and keeps you focused on your strategic wish list.
Definitely. And what if, despite all this amazing prep, a deal still slips through your fingers? Are you just out of luck?
Not necessarily. His final power tip, if you miss a deal, keep refreshing.
You keep refreshing. Why?
He notes that canceled carts can lead to second chances. Items sometimes pop back into stock if someone's payment fails, or maybe they just change their mind at the last second. So there's always, a glimmer of hope for a second shot.
Okay, that's good to know. Don't give up too easily.
Exactly.
So, okay, when you're staring at literally thousands of deals with all this info in hand, what does this all mean for you as a shopper? Hollywood Wil really hits it home. Prime Day can truly be either a blessing or a budget buster.
Yeah, he emphasizes that stark contrast.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in unprepared, no plan, none of the right tools, you're probably going to end up with a cart full of, like he says, LED egg cookers and Bluetooth banana holders.
Uh-huh. Okay, maybe not literally banana holders, but yeah.
Right, stuff you didn't need and might never actually use. But on the flip side, if you prep smart, stay focused, use the tools, know the game, you're going to walk away with some real wins, getting items you genuinely wanted at incredible prices.
Yeah.
It comes back to that core idea we mentioned. The goal is always spending smart, not spending more.
Spending smart, not more. I like that.
And for those who want to stay even more connected during the event, Hollywood Wil mentioned he'll be posting daily Prime Day pics, secret finds, maybe some juicy double discounts through his Facebook page and Amazon live streams.
Oh, cool. So ongoing tips.
Yeah. And connecting this to the bigger picture, it's not just about getting a deal on Prime Day, right? It's about cultivating a more disciplined approach to consumption, especially in this environment where we're just bombarded with sales and information all the time.
That's a great way to put it. This whole deep dive really highlights the power of preparation and strategic thinking when you're navigating these massive sales events like Prime Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really about avoiding shopping altogether, but about making sure every purchase you make is intentional and genuinely beneficial for you. It's about moving from being just a passive recipient of deals to being an active, informed participant.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought for you to consider. As you apply these strategies for Prime Day, think about how these principles, spending smart, researching before buying, how they could extend to all your purchases throughout the year.
Interesting.
How might understanding the game of sales and maybe the psychological triggers behind them transform your overall approach to consumerism? Could it make you a savvy shopper every single day, not just during these big, flashy events?